Hello everybody, that's right. It's Nick Dutch and I'm back on the camera yet again for another delightful tarot reading. And today we've got quite a fascinating one, okay? I don't normally do general readings, I've got to make that perfectly clear. I do make the occasional exception here and there, but on the other hand, to the most part I don't. There's this one inquirer whose YouTube channel name is Hearty Joseph, who's curious about their future, both as an artist and in terms of spiritual development. Now, Hearty Joseph pointed out that they didn't actually have a question, but the fact that they've actually mentioned the artistic side of things as well as the spiritual side of things leads me to think there is a question that's already there, namely just how the future is going to work out within those two spheres of life. So as is traditional, I'm doing the shuffling right now and we'll just see what kind of message comes through, okay? Bear with me a second, please. Okay, yes, I know we're still using the Book of Thoth Tarot, but I normally keep it beside my desk anyway so that I can get straight on when I'm working over the telephones and over the internet doing readings to people throughout the UK as well as all over the world. So we're going to use this one for the moment because it's just easier for me. I'll just be honest about that. Yes, I know, sometimes I'm lazy, but that's the way things can be with a tarot reader. We do try and make life nice and easy for us because we deal with so many difficult problems. Alright, now, the message here, basically not too bad at all. Now, as far as your artistic side of things is concerned, we've definitely got the kind of signs that I would associate with you becoming an individual who is rather authoritative within a particular field and enjoying what you're doing. There is a sense of there being some kind of almost teaching aspect there, so I feel that you're going through the process of learning how to become something, so later on down the line you can actually become someone who teaches other people how to do the same thing. Am I making any sense there? The sense I'm getting here is that of a process, and your life is basically the process, but we're not focusing on the whole of your life, okay? We're just focusing on a little bit, namely from, let's say, roughly here and now onwards to the next 2 to 4 years. And this reading is pointing out something really good between 3 and 4 years down the line from now. Very strong signs of stability, and being an artist you don't normally associate that with actually having financial stability necessarily, unless of course you become massive and rich and famous. But I'm not sure whether you actually want to be rich and famous. I feel that you'd actually be interested in doing something which provides you with enjoyment, which gives you the opportunity to feel happy about yourself, as well as a sense of morality, and also your spirituality and your artistic side of things seems to be very closely entwined somehow. It's like you've found something inside yourself which seems to, at this present point in time in your life, resonate very well with the way that you see yourself and where you see your life going. It's more a question of, your life is a work in progress. And right now, this is not a phase, this is an important stage. It helps define who you are. It's giving you a background or an extra bit of support about your identity and your place in the world and what you personally can do. I get the impression that you've gone through the process of getting to know yourself better so that you can actually become much more in control and therefore more efficient and to be able to force yourself upon the world sort of thing, okay? It appears that you've been thinking about this rather a lot in the past, but you've also been rather resistant to change and also going through the process of putting your life on hold to a certain degree whilst you were getting more knowledge and more perspective as to how certain things are done within certain parts of the world. But always at the very, very beginning of the reading, okay, this is the spark of hope. This is the thing which defines why you wanted to do all this creative stuff in the first place. The Ace of Cups. That pure and perfect moment of self-knowledge and self-love without being selfish, but knowing that you yourself have a message to portray to the world. And it's all building up to this ultimate level of financial stability, career stability, not necessarily fame, but having a group of people who admire you and respect you for what you do. Those are signs of respect with stability, okay? And I think a respectable individual is what you're going to become. It's like there was a time in your life when you suddenly realised you wouldn't actually be feeling totally satisfied doing anything else. And you've been spending a bit of time working out how it can be done, and now you want to put things into action. It's a really dynamic, really beautiful change that we're seeing here. It is interesting, okay? But how does that back onto your spiritual development? And in this particular case, precisely what do you mean by spiritual development? Because I get the impression that there's something vaguely mediumistical about you. Maybe you've only just hinted at this very slightly, okay, to yourself. I mean, on the sort of religious and personal development side of things, I feel things are ticking along quite nicely. I think there's still a few more little rough edges you've got to work on, but I feel you're going through the process slowly but surely, and I think that's going to be, really help you in the long term. So your personal growth is not really something I've got an issue with. But I feel that there's something of an almost gaining inspiration from another source, rather like how I do with a reading, but doing it in a different way, purely for your own particular form of artistry that you're actually involved in. And I feel that within the next 1 to 2 years, something very interesting is going to occur to you, either in terms of dreams or in terms of just sensations that you get, impulses, maybe from within or without, it's difficult to say, that's going to assist you in giving you a new perspective. Obviously, spiritual insight is not there to tell you what to do. No, it's there to be a suggestion from another source that you can use to, bear in mind. Put that on the back shelf until you've got a bit more information, then return back to that idea and see whether it, correlates and relates back to what you actually want to manifest in your life. Okay, so yeah, you are a spiritual person, so to speak. There is a sense of there being a lot of development and a lot of change happening with you, and it's all looking really rather good long term, but one step at a time, okay? Alright, really good fortune and God bless. Bye for now.